Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my Game of Thrones Legends mobile game content. So today folks, I'm going to finally get to try the Rooks Rest event. I did not get to partake in the testing period that happened last week when it was rolled out to a select few players to actually be able to trial it. That's okay though, because I was very busy with real life the last week, and even if I would have had access to it at that point, I don't really think that I would have been able to give it a proper testing because I was just too busy. I mean, work, the holidays, everything is just crazy right now. But yesterday, the actual event was rolled out to everyone, and it is now live. You can see now I still have 2 days left on the counter, and I'm just now kind of getting into it. I just jumped into normal mode just to see what was going on with it. I haven't even got to see it yet, so this was my first experience with it. I've done a few battles so far with just a whatever team because this is just normal, so I'm not really worried about it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through it just a little bit on normal, get my feet wet, and then I'm going to come back to you and talk to you about it. And then I'm going to actually bump it up to treacherous and see what that plays like. But that's going to give me kind of a chance to feel it out for just a minute, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I messed around with it enough to be able to actually see what it feels like and how it plays for the most part. I didn't get any farther than about stage 6 though, so I don't really know what's waiting for me at the ending stage. I have heard a lot of things about the difficulty. I do know that in the testing period, and I was listening to a bunch of feedback on my Discord because, as you know, if you follow my content, I have a Discord with about 500 active players that play the game and love to talk about the game. Check my description of my video for a link to that if you're interested. We'd love to have you. And they've been telling me, you know, I use this team, I use that team. The difficulty during the testing period was a little bit on the insane side, especially for Melees, the red dragon. Not really sure about that though, because like I said, this is the first time I've ever actually really played it. So I'm gonna be interested to see what happens when I actually take a treacherous team into it. Now, whenever I was doing this battle in normal mode, I had just a thrown together team and wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. But I think this time for treacherous, I'm going to change it up just a little bit and sub some different people in there. Okay, so let's go into it and let's see what goes on. My Lord Hand, why are we so far from our target battleground? We will go to Rooks Rest in time. The enemy has a weapon which can kill a dragon, and this is the scorpions they're talking about. By attacking a smaller keep, we can learn these scorpions' weaknesses before the true battle. Okay, Kingmaker, Kristen Cole. So I'm going to sub this guy out. And the first thing I'm going to try, I do not know what works good because like I said, I have not tried this yet. But the first thing I'm going to try is I'm going to go in with my Stannis and do the Stannis Ray team and see if that is fast enough. I do know that trying to get the scorpions killed will keep the damage away from your dragon companion that's helping you in the battle. I get that. But I also kind of feel like I can probably get better scores if I just work through it as quickly as possible. So I'm also going to look to do as much AoE as quickly as I can and see kind of how that goes. So I've got one guy standing in my way here. Let's get him out of the way with Ned. And okay, so that was it. So that one wasn't too bad, but that was just stage 1. Didn't even get a chance to use my Stannis yet. I'm really liking the Stannis and Ray combo. Okay, so there's a scorpion right there. So if at all possible, I do want to try to do some damage to the scorpion before it can damage Vhagar. Don't really know How big of a deal that is or not, I'll kind of find out as I play a little more. And I'm not really concentrating on what I'm doing here. I'm matching stuff I don't even have heroes for. I use so many different parties that sometimes you get lost in matching stuff that you don't even have characters for. Like right there, I'm usually have Tyrion in a lot of my parties, and I'll always look to match purple, and right now I don't really need to match purple, so yeah. Okay, so I'm not doing so hot. The Scorpion has already done quite a bit of damage to my dragon, and I'm not really sure if Vhagar dies, does that end the battle? I don't really know yet. I'm about to find that out though, I think, if I don't hurry up and get some damage on this Scorpion. Get it taken out. Okay, there it goes. And let's see what happens here. See what the scores can be. Yeah, I can do a lot better. I'll just have to kind of concentrate a little bit. I am curious to see what happens if the Scorpion does kill your Vhagar companion. I haven't heard anybody, well, they may have said, but I don't remember if anybody said if you actually lose the battle at that point or what, but that would be interesting. Alright, so we're looking for some red and yellow for sure. Red and yellow for sure. That's some good cascade going on. Clear out the path to that Scorpion. Got a lot of stuff in the way. Okay. So far it seems, interesting. The mechanics are a little bit different than what we're used to. The Scorpion seems to always be kind of buried in the back, so you have to kind of work your way down to it. So kind of beating through the fodder to get to it before, I guess, it kills your Vhagar. I don't know. Okay, so that's a good hit. Now, just don't forget that Game of Thrones Legends is a positional game, so if you have an open alley to the Scorpion and you can do a match straight up in the middle, you can straight line hit the Scorpion, just like you could with any other enemy in game. I'm hoping they've got some of the bugs fixed with the cascading on some of these characters like Stannis and Rhaenyra. They were giving you defeat messages even though you won. A lot of times when you had too much cascading going on, they did make note that they were in the process of looking at that and trying to get that fixed, so let's hope that that's taken care of. I haven't encountered that yet. I'm hoping that I don't, because that was so frustrating in the last event, the Battle of the Bastards event that just concluded a few days back. I had like 20 to 30 matches where it said I was defeated when I actually won, and it took my stamina, so that was a very frustrating process because it caused me to then have to replay the level and basically got nothing for it because I had already used my stamina to do that. So I'm just kind of just doing my own thing right now. I'm not really focusing on trying to get the best matches. I'm just trying to get through it as quickly as possible so that I can see what the mechanics are. We start with a taunter on this one. That's pretty interesting, starting with a taunt right off the bat. That makes things a little bit more difficult because you can't actually target who you want. You'll have to hit whoever's taunting you. Don't really know what a lot of the buffs or skills are on Vhagar. Don't really see any way to really look at anything on him. can't click on him and bring up a card on him or anything like that, so I don't really know what to say as far as am I doing what I need to do to keep his buffs active or not, or if he even has any or not. I don't know. Right now I'm just kind of blowing through stuff. Not really worried about top scores because I can always go back and fix those later. Let's see what they can do firsthand. Right on. Let's see what they can do. Kristen Cole, Kingmaker. Do not hold back, huh? Well, alright. I will give it to thee. I want some red. Get Stannis out there. Sorry if I'm going too fast on this. I'm just trying to kind of see what's possible as far as scores go. Amond, we did not expect you yet. I got bored. I want to skirmish with the men. They're all tired. They'll need their strength for when we ride to Rooks Rest in the morning. These men are to defend me tomorrow. How can I trust my safety to them if they are untested? Very good point. Oh yeah, so I forgot we've got the featured champions mechanic. Put these featured champions on your team to gain extra bonuses in combat. That is a big deal for a lot of people. They like to build teams around the featured champions. I would if I had these two and the green team, but I do not. So I'm not really focused on it. I'm just focused on whatever I got because I'm just going with what the game has given me at this point. My luck hasn't been the worst on draws, but it hasn't been the best either. So, you know, I just kind of work with what I have. Now, I have heard stuff about Amond being way too strong in these levels where he just one-shots people. So I probably ought to pay just a little bit more attention to what I'm doing right here. See if I can target him. Can I target him? Yes. Let's see what Ned can do to him. Okay, that was a pretty sizable hit. See what Danny can do. Boom, boom. Took them all out. All right. So that one wasn't too bad with him, but that's not everything from him, I'm sure. Okay, so you get kind of the general idea. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through a few more battles and then I'll bring you back closer to the end so we can see the final battle with melees, I think. I'm not really sure what to expect yet. We'll find out. So we are now fighting Simon Staunton, the Lord of Rooks Rest. Don't really know how much of a challenge he'll pose to our valiant warriors, but we're fixing to find out. First strike on Vagar was pretty heavy. So far the new event is interesting. I'm liking the change of pace. I do think that some of the mechanics are pretty cool. I like the idea that you have someone fighting with you that you're trying to protect and also help you kill enemies. So that was interesting, part of it. We're kind of looking at it as we are the green team, the green faction, with Kingmaker Kristen Cole, who was kind of a stealth drop of a new character added in with this event release. We kind of got first glimpse of that. He's probably going to be a new character. I think some people got a chance to actually pull for him before it was taken down. I'm not sure that that's available at this time. I don't think it is. But that's interesting. If you remember the other day, I did a video on the abilities that were shown in my Discord, people posting pictures, and we kind of looked at those and went over them, and they seem a little OP at this time. Kind of hoping that they tone some of that down just a little bit. I think the new addition to the green team and their abilities are just a little over the top at this point. But like all things with new content, they have to have a testing period where they can do some tuning and hopefully kind of rein it in a little bit for the rest of us that do not have these characters or a team of these characters. It's going to be brutal going against such an overpowered team. Okay, and in this one, it seems like Melee's the Dragon has arrived. It seems the battle has well and truly begun. I don't know if that means I'm going to fight against her in this battle, or we'll see. Okay, I guess not. I guess they're just saying she's here and look out. And we're getting kind of gassed up to go against her. And we'll see how that goes. I've heard some horror stories about the strength of melees, and I think that was one of the things that they were probably looking at tuning as best as they could as possible, because from what I heard, it was a little over the top to start with. But hey, that's a testing period, just like we said. That's what you need, is a chance for people to get in game and report to you kind of what's going on, so that you can figure out how to tune it as best you can, so that you can, you know, make it enjoyable for everyone that's trying to play it. Instead of just waltzing in and getting fried on turn one, you don't want that. Okay, let's see what happens here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's unload. Boom, boom, boom. So much damage going on. It took a minute for the game to register what all I was doing. That's so much crap going on. Boom! Oh, that didn't kill her? Wow. She's pretty strong then. I don't know who she's supposed to be. Milkmaid or something. Okay, this is Battle 14. Sunfyre is here. The king rallies to our cause, so I guess Aegon is showing up. What is he doing up there? Sunfyre cannot endure this combat. Kristen's realizing their plan may be screwed. We must subdue the king and return him to safety before he gets himself killed. Yes, he is looking for glory. You must subdue your king. Vhagar is battling against an enemy dragon, and her hit points is constantly draining. Okay, here we go. This is stage 2 in the mechanics, I think, here. Alright, there's my boy, Aegon. Let's see what he brings to the battle. Okay. Draining hit points. Okay, his attack goes up. Not really sure what to expect. Man, this sucky board. Look at this. I'm not really sure what to expect here. Because like I said, I have not been this. I haven't even seen this before, honestly. This is actually my first time seeing this today with you all. So if I sound a little lost, I am partially a little lost. Okay, so is that... Oh, okay, now we fight Sunfyre. Okay, we fight him and then we fight his dragon. These glittering scales are the last thing you shall ever see. 47,000 hit. Armor of 23,000. Hit points of 96k. Okay. That's respectable. That's respectable. Let's see what goes on now. So it looks like your health from Vhagar carries over from the first battle. So if you take too much damage in the first stage, you may be in trouble if you can't survive this stage. I still don't know if it ends if he dies. I kind of suspect that it does, but I don't know that for sure. I may not get to that point. I hope not. I hope I just win. would be awesome. If I just win, it would be awesome. So I'm really happy we're having new content. I just wanted to say that. Boom, you're dead, Sunfyre. So did that mean I won that one? Okay, yes, I did. I'm very happy we're having new content. It's really pleasing to see some in the game. We kind of have been doing Battle of the Bastards and the egg event for a while now, and it's just week after week after week of the same old thing. It's been a grind, I'm not going to lie. We have been needing to do it, though, to get our legendary gear. Aiming things have gone awry. You must hold off melees to protect the king's escape. Eamon says, oh, happily, I'll do that. Alright, here we go. Final battle. Melee's the Red Queen. I really like this dragon. I've always liked Melee's. I thought that was just a super cool, iconic D&D Red Dragon style looking dragon. I've always thought Melee's was so cool. And I cried the day she died in House of the Dragon. Not gonna lie. I knew it was coming because I've read the books. But it took me a little by surprise in the manner in which it happened, and it just, I mean, even though you know something's going to happen, sometimes it still can take you by surprise. I remember I was very sad. Okay, so let's hit her with some Ned, do some big damage. Hit her with some Stannis, do some big damage. Let's do some Dany. Boom, boom. Not really sure if putting Targaryen fire attack on this dragon is a good idea, but it's what I got. So it's what I'm going with. Let's get some fire buff. See, I've got 3 on her right now. Let's see if I can actually bring up the card. Valorous Blaze. Melee's does 350% defense fire damage to a single enemy. If this strike defeats an enemy, Melee's has a 70% chance to grant all allies 30% stamina. So if she actually had someone with her, that would be impressive. Elder Dragon. At the beginning of each turn, Melee's gains a +2 defense buff. Melee loses those buffs whenever she takes critical damage. Critical damage is the percent of bonus damage dealt when a champion achieves a critical strike. Okay, very good. She has 3 fire on her right now. And I don't know if that's even doing anything to this dragon, being she is kind of based around fire, but we don't know. Hit me pretty hard there. Hit my taunter. Why didn't I match that red? I'm subconsciously drawing out the battle. That's what I'm doing. Okay, so we win that. Could have done a lot better on all my scores. My lord hand, this battle is won. It is, but we have suffered great losses as well. I hope our cause does not suffer in the future for a victory today. Very good. Okay, completed Treacherous, so now we can go on to Kingslayer. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video right here because I didn't honestly intend for it to go this long. I just meant for it to be a quick 10-minute little look at the new content, Rooks Rest, and it ended up being a 23 or 4 minute look at the content of Rooks Rest. So sorry if you were looking for a little short, quick video. It didn't happen today. But overall, I did enjoy the new content. I think that it was interesting. It was nice to see some different type of gameplay involved in the event than the egg event and the Battle of the Bastards. I'm not really, if I had to judge my favorite events of all 3, I would say probably the egg event for me is number 1. This one probably would slide into the 2nd spot as something interesting and new, and then Battle of the Bastards would be number over 3 for me, because I don't really like the bleed mechanic, and I don't know, that one I just not really a fan of. But I do well in it because my team performs well, and I always usually get 2 to 4 pieces of legendary gear every event, so I can't complain about that. We'll see how I do in this one. Right now I'm number 1, but that's not gonna hold because I've only got 931,000. Granted, I do have a lot of scores that I can go back and do better on for sure, because I wasn't even paying attention to what I was doing. I was trying to talk while I was fighting. So you see these 58s and stuff like that. I can definitely do better than that. And all these 64s and stuff, I can do better than all that once I really focus, just depending on whether it's worth it or not. Let's take a peek at the loot. We didn't do that. So for first place, you get 15 Aegon shards. Sorry, it's so hard to get those names straight. They make them so similar. 15 Aegon shards, 2 pieces of legendary gear, some sweet gold, and this secondary tokens are really nothing anybody wants. So I don't know why we even do that at this point. Second place is no legendary gear, but 10 shards, then 3 shards, 2, 1, and then you go down in the bottom stages and you're just getting those right there. The mysterious green seer, I don't really have a use for that in any of the parties I use, so that's really not going to be anything I'm after. But I'm after these and I'm after this, basically, is what I'd like to see. Kingslayer, let's look at the loot for that real quick. Okay, so at the top bracket of Kingslayer, you're going to get some Sunfyre tokens, and that's really cool because this is something that I think is going to make a really nice catch. I think in the future we'll see that the usefulness of the dragons will become more so as they kind of have to work them into the mechanics a lot more than they are now, because right now, not going to lie, people just kind of don't use the dragons because Caraxes is just really not that good. But I think that will change in the future. I do think that they're not going to let these dragons just sit on the sideline and not be used. So it is cool to see that you're getting shards for Sunfyre in Kingslayer, and some pretty good legendary chances as well. You get 2 for third, 2 for second, and 2 for first. So you've got 3 places there that you can get some legendary gear. So that's really nice to see. We want to see more of that happen, please. So anyway, so that was my video about the new Rooks Rest content. I hope you enjoyed this. By all means, if you have anything that you can tell me on ways that I can do better on this content for Rooks Rest that I just don't know because I'm a noob. I haven't even played it, but for just 30 minutes now. So you be sure and let me know in the comments. I'd love to interact with you guys in the comments. I'm always looking forward to hearing what you have to say. You have a lot of good insight, and I love to interact with you guys there. By all means, please check the description of my video for a link to my Discord. Like I said, we have a thriving, active Discord that's built around communicating about Game of Thrones Legends. Over 500 members in there, and it's been going on since release. So I mean, it's a well-established community full of good people that would take you in a heartbeat. So thank you for watching my content. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next video where we possibly talk about some strategies for Kingslayer. I'm going to examine that and look at that and see if I need to make another video based on the difficulty level of this level of content. We'll see. We'll see. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. See ya.